Join me today as I go through a small plant haul I just picked up and we get everything put in the garden or planted up in containers. Hey there YouTube, and welcome back to Horticulture Geek. I'm Ray. Thank you so much for joining me today here on the channel. Now it's been a few weeks since I've posted a video. For those of you that follow me regularly, I do apologize about that. It's been hot here and we've had stuff going on, vacation Bible school at church, church camps, work, the whole 9 yards. So I've just been slacking in the filming department here lately, but that's life. So hopefully you guys are here to enjoy another episode today. The garden is full of weeds, but looking great. So we will hopefully do a garden tour at some point. It's actually time to start cutting back some of my perennials. So I may do that video after this one. So you guys, if you haven't hit that like and subscribe button yet, do that. Hit that notification bell. You never know what video will come out next. But today, I wanted to show you a quick plant haul. For the 4th of July, we did a little bit of traveling and I went to a garden center in Northwest Arkansas called Westwood Gardens. It is a fantastic garden center. If you are anywhere near Northwest Arkansas, Fayetteville, Springdale, Rogers, highly suggest stopping into Westwood Gardens. I'm not paid in any way by them, but it is a fantastic garden center, lots to choose from. So I picked up just a small box of things that just looked fun to me, and I knew I could find them a home here in the garden. So let's walk through what I got, and then we're gonna start putting it out in the garden here. All right, so here is our box of goodies. Just to give you a quick overview. So let's actually talk about each one of these things individually. Okay, so first up is this beauty right here. Look at that. Isn't that just pretty? Okay, so this is a lily, and this is the freckle face blackberry lily. Now blackberry lilies are so pretty, especially this one, because the blooms on it, instead of looking like a traditional lily or flower like that, it looks more like an orchid. So here's the tag, and then it has this interesting shape. Okay, so it almost grows like an iris, but it is indeed a lily. And then let me give you the stats on this plant. So this gets 8 to 24 inches tall, and then 8 to 12 inches in space, and it likes full sunlight at least 6 hours or more every day. And it just forms this fun clump. Again, almost like an iris fan, but it is indeed a lily bloom. And when I picked it up the other day, it had flowered, and there's still some more flowers yet to come out, and they truly are just beautiful. So we're gonna plant that. All right, next up in the box is an oxalis. I love oxalis, and I've been wanting one for a while, and I finally just went ahead and bit the bullet and grabbed one because these look so lush and pretty at the garden center. So this is Triangularis purple shamrock, okay? So it is kind of like a clover. It looks like a clover, but it's not invasive. It's a clumping plant. This tag doesn't give any stats, so it just gives the name, but I just thought that that was super pretty. I love the color on this. It does flower, so it puts out small little purple flowers, and then it just looks good. This is a shade plant, so this is gonna go into the shade border. Next up, we have this guy right here, and it did have a glorious bloom on it, but it has kind of faded today. But this is called an Ozark Sundrop. So you can see, and this flower bloom, it looks kind of orangey now, but it was a golden yellow, beautiful flower when I picked this thing up at the garden center. So, Ozark Sundrop. So the stats on this, it grows 12 to 15 inches tall and 24-inch spacing is recommended. There's fragrant 3-inch to 5-inch flower blooms, so they do get massive. And they bloom over a long season, beautiful in rock gardens or at a garden's edge. And so good for different kinds of pollinators. And I've got another flower coming on right here and another one right here. So these are good bloomers. And the bloom is reminiscent to me almost of like hibiscus, because they are just huge disc flowers. This picture doesn't do it justice. I wish this one was still out for you guys to see. But at some point you'll see it in the other. So I got that. And the next thing I got is a Scotch moss. This is just a little fun plant that I got to go in a coffee table container back here on the patio. So this is a ground cover. It fans out. So there you go, a Scotch moss. And then the last two things I got are dichondra silver falls. Now, if you've been with my channel for a while, you know I love dichondra silver falls. I typically plant this every year. Every garden center in my area sold out of it before I was ready to go buy it. And when I went looking for it, it was all gone. So I've done most of my containers this year. Well, I've done all of my containers this year without this plant. But I saw these, they were big, they were beautiful. And so I grabbed 2 of them, and we're gonna put these in containers at the patio as well. And you just can't beat that silver foliage. All right, so that does it for the plant haul. So now we're gonna actually get these things planted up. And I'm going to start right here on the tailgate with the dichondra silver falls. And we're actually going to be taking apart a planter that has amaryllis bulbs in it. And we're going to divide those amaryllis bulbs into some new terracotta pots with the dichondra silver falls. So let me go grab the amaryllis and get set up, and we'll get to planting. Okay, so here is my container for amaryllis. This is just a cheap metal container that I picked up at a garage sale. And it actually, you see there's a handle here, but there's not one here. A windstorm knocked this off of the little table and this handle broke off. So, and these amaryllis bulbs have outgrown their space in this container. So if we look in here, well here, let me just take this out of the pot. So if we look in here, you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 amaryllis bulbs in this container. I started with 3, 1, 2, and 3. And so these 1, 2, 3, 4 are babies that have popped up off of the original 3 here. And there's just no soil. You see those roots are pretty root bound. So it's time for these to be divided. So I'm gonna put 1 each in my new container with some dichondra silver falls. And to do that, it's really simple. We're literally just gonna pull these apart. Being careful, we don't wanna rip all the roots off, but the roots are intertwined, so we're literally just going to have to ease it apart. And it's going to make a mess, and that's okay. All right, there's 1. There's 2. There's the 3. Four. 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that's pretty simple. So let's get some soil into our terracotta. Okay, so I've got some soil in my terracotta, and now I'm gonna put my dichondra silver falls in because it's the biggest thing. and then I'll just tuck an amaryllis in next to it. And the dichondra silver falls is really gonna fill up this whole container and drape over, and the amaryllis will just provide a little interest in the middle, okay? All right, so there we have one. I just have to do the next. Okay, so my next planting project is going to be for the oxalis, and it is going to go into this container here. Now this container did have a brunnera in it, a frost line brunnera, a silver one, and as you can see, it did not make it. It actually completely died. What happened is I had this container set up on my drip irrigation system, and the drip irrigation got knocked out of the pot. I suspect a pup was playing next to it and got tangled up in the drip line and yanked it out. And so it went quite a few days with no water before I noticed it drooping, and by the time I got the problem rectified, it was too late. So mistakes happen, things happen, we move on in gardening. So I'm not gonna let this wear me out or bum me out. I'm just gonna plant it with something different. So here we go. So we're just gonna literally pull that right out, get rid of that. The soil is good. The soil was just put in here this season. As a matter of fact, I think we did that on a video here. So there's nothing in here that's going to harm this oxalis. It's just good dirt. Ooh, and there's earthworms in the dirt. My goodness, that's good. And there we go, ready to shine for the rest of the summer. Okay, so here we are in the lower level of the garden. You can see the pools up there, the main flower bed. There's a wall here. We've done some work in this area. So we've got a shrub rose, some gladiolus. There's a dianthus right there. I'm gonna put the lily here and the ozark flower here. I've got an evergreen here. I've got an arborvitae here. I've got a cucumber that I just needed somewhere to put, and it's going nuts. And then right over here, we've got a magnolia tree, a hanging basket. And we have a hydrangea. This is a variegated hydrangea. I just recently put this in. I did not film it, but there is a variegated hydrangea there. And then some grass, some irises, and a few other things here tucked in, some hostas that are just put in as babies, so they'll grow. So I think I'm gonna put these two items right here. I have this hole here, and I think they're gonna look really good here in this area. And as you can see, I've got this flower bed outlined in rocks. So that ozark flower said it was really good in rock gardens and to sprawl out. So I think it should be able to fill in this area and provide lots of big color and interest right here at this section of the garden. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna stop the video here. I think that's gonna wrap it up for today. I got everything planted except for that little Scotch moss. The container that I wanna put that in needs some attention, so we'll do that another day. It's fine staying in its little container. I'll keep it watered for now. But at least I got the other things planted. That was really my goal. I wanted to get that lily and Ozark flower planted. You saw where that went. I got it watered in. It looks great. I got the dichondra Silver Falls planted up in the containers for the patio. I didn't show you those. Let me show you those real quick. So here's one, and here's the other. And this is the container that Scotch moss is going in. You can see it needs a little attention. So we'll tackle it a different day. And then the oxalis wound up right back there. Ignore the mess. This tree has been shedding terribly, but the oxalis is right back there. So everything is all put together out here. So even though it's the middle of July, 1st of July, we just celebrated July 4th, there's still really fun things to be found out in your garden centers. If you have things that have died on you, if you have holes in your garden or things that you just aren't happy with, you want to switch out, there's plenty of time to take care of those things. So I encourage you to get out, go have some fun, visit garden centers. I love when I do any sort of road trip, I love stopping into different garden centers. That variegated hydrangea that I showed you behind the shed, like I said, I did not film planting that. I picked it up on a trip to Memphis, Tennessee, at one of my favorite garden centers in Memphis. They had that and I just had to have it. And so I tucked it in back there under that magnolia. Once that magnolia gets fully established and that variegated hydrangea picks up, it's just gonna be a really pretty spot back there. So you can find those things still out there in your garden centers. So I encourage you to get out there, see what you can find, and don't forget to continue working on your gardens. Yes, I know it's hard to do it in this dreadful heat. I am sweating profusely right now myself. It's hot, but there's still work that can be done. If you enjoy doing it or have some things that you want to tackle, get out there and do it and have fun in the garden. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. I hope it's inspired you to get out and do something. Like I said earlier, if you have not liked and subscribed to the channel yet, I certainly would appreciate if you would do that. And hang on for another video. Hopefully there'll be one out soon, but it is hot and we're gonna just do the best that we can with the time that we have. So again, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Give me that thumbs up if you have. But until next time, guys, from my garden to yours, I wish you all the best and happy gardening.